Hello everyone, Namaste. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are looking to get some knowledge on IFRS, then this is the right video. And if you're just starting with it, you are looking for some fundamentals, then I bet you won't find any better video than this. In this lecture, we are going to focus just on the fundamentals. We are going to understand what is IFRS. ये होता क्या है exactly? कौन issue करता है? What is even the need of having IFRSs? This is something which is very important for any beginner, someone who is planning to pursue IFRS, someone who is planning to understand and get into the details. These foundations should be very strong. In this session, we'll be covering that all. So what is IFRS? Is it UK gap? Is it US gap? Is it a local gap? And you would have also heard something called IAS. Are IAS also IFRS or is it something different? दोस्तों आज के सेशन में we'll get to know exactly कि ये सब चीजें individually होती क्या है. As the name suggests, IFRS stands for International Financial Reporting Standard. As the name suggests, some standards which are being actually issued by an international body, some sort of global reporting. This is what a layman would understand. And I would say this is exactly what IFRS is. These are the accounting standards for financial statement preparation, which is issued by a body based in UK. And these are just suggested to be used around the world. It is not that there is some mandate for countries to adopt it, but it is recommended by the IASB. Since every country has a different accounting standard board, a different body who regulates accounting standards, how financial statements have to be prepared. So those countries are actually adopting IFRSs in their very respective legislation, and they are coming up with different adoption timelines. They are even coming up with some sort of conversion, like in India you would have heard of in AS. In AS is nothing but converged form of IFRS, which Indian Accounting Standard Board has adopted. Generally, you would have seen that all the countries, they have their own local accounting standards. They have their separate set of regulatory frameworks. Like India has Indian GAAP. In UK, you would have heard we have FRSs, UK FRS, which are being issued by UK ASB. US has its again separate set of accounting standards in the name of US GAAP, being issued by FASB, Federal Accounting Standard Board. So question is कि हमें कोई और accounting standard चाहिए ही क्यों? Why do we even need a global set of accounting standards? So I understand that International Financial Reporting Standard (IFRS) is set to give some global recognized accounting standard, but why do we even need that? The answer is really simple, guys. Just think of a company who has its presence in countries like India, US, UK. Okay, every government of these respective countries would ensure that the entities, the businesses who are operating in their legislation, they should present their financial statements in a manner which their accounting standard board requires, right? Uh, and definitely, as accounting standard boards is definitely not speaking with one another, so they have different frameworks, different recognition, different measurement guidances. And just imagine that if you are an investor, okay, and in the era of globalization, you just want to have a assessment of which financial statement is better in terms of financial wealth, financial health of a particular business. You would definitely don't want that your assessment should be tampered just because of the fact that countries, accounting bodies, they are using and they are preparing financial statement differently, right? So in those situations, IFRS really comes handy because it is something that is going to increase comparability, transparency, consistency, and most importantly, all the stakeholders like financial banks, shareholders, for example, management who are looking out for some targets to acquire, uh, even if that very entity is looking out for some buyers for it and it is performing some sort of buyer due diligences, even for them as well, it's really important that if they are having a look at the financial statement of any other business, maybe in that country, maybe in some other country of the world, they should be definitely comparable, they should be definitely consistent, transparent. This is the reason why a lot of countries, they are in a very rapid path of adopting IFRS, either directly as it is or a converged form of it. Now we have understood, okay, that IFRS are something which a body in UK issues. Okay, what is that body? That body is IASB, International Accounting Standard Board. If I just give you a background, so across the globe there are only two major accounting standard boards, and from here on I am just going to use ASB to make it simple. So we have two giant ASBs. First is based in UK, which is IASB, the one responsible for setting international financial reporting standards. Another is US based FASB. FASB is the federal ASB for US, and it only issues US GAAP. US GAAP being the local GAAP of the US, they are applied only in the company's domicile in US. Or if you are listed somewhere in any of the stock exchanges, Nasdaq, New York Stock Exchange, then also you have to prepare your financial statements in US GAAP. अब तक हमें समझ में आ गया कि IFRS एग्जैक्टली है क्या, व्हाट इज द नीड ऑफ हैविंग IFRS, IFRS इशू कौन करता है, how is it different from US GAAP. Now coming on to the next thing, IAS. What is IAS? Whether IAS are also IFRS or is it some other GAAP of some other country? The answer is really straight. IAS are also IFRS. As the name suggests, International Accounting Standards. So IAS is also IFRS, is just that IAS were issued by IASC, which is a committee who has been taken over by IASB only. In April 2001, IASB came into picture and it actually took over the work that IASC was doing, International Accounting Standard Committee was doing. So all the standards which were being issued by committee IASC, they are being now adopted by the new board IASB, and IASB is issuing the new standards in the name of IFRS. So it's just a nomenclature. If you come across any of accounting standards in the name of IAS, the simple significance is that it is something which would have been issued by the old body IASC, the committee. And if there are any of the standard starting with IFRS, it's just that they would have been issued after IASB is effective. Both hold equal position. अगर मैं सरल भाषा में कहूँ तो दोनों में कोई भेदभाव नहीं है. इट्स जस्ट नेम. कुछ आइटम्स के लिए ऑफ बैलेंस शीट एंड प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस IAS इज यूज और कुछ आइटम्स के लिए IFRS इज यूज. इट्स जस्ट द टाइमिंग कि कौन सा स्टैंडर्ड कब इशू हुआ. अगर नए बोर्ड के आने के बाद वो स्टैंडर्ड इशू हुए हैं तो आप देखेंगे जितने भी नए स्टैंडर्ड्स आ रहे हैं दे आर ऑलवेज इन द सीरीज ऑफ IFRS. Let's also understand that issuing any particular accounting standard is something which is not a one-day job. The boards have multiple layers of deliberations followed by discussion papers, exposure drafts, interaction with industry chambers, transition plan is being discussed. And in that sort of scenario, just think that if a new transaction comes up for which the standard is silent or there is no clear accounting guidance of it as of now, maybe that transaction, uh, for example, COVID impact. No one would have ever thought how to report, how to check going concern in case of COVID. So all of these things are something which uh, might not be handled by existing standards. In such situations क्या करे, अकाउंटिंग रोक दे, बोर्ड के पास जाए, अपनी खुद की जजमेंट लगाए और फिर फाइनेंशियल जजमेंट प्रिपेयर करे. In all of those situations, interpretations comes really handy. Interpretations are something that provides guidance to the newly identified financial reporting issues, which were definitely not specifically addressed in IFRS, or if they are being addressed, so there are still different views, and still there are some sort of issues where unsatisfactory or conflicting interpretations have been developed. In comparison to issuing an amendment in a particular standard, it is a lot easier for the boards and the committees to come up with interpretation. इंटरप्रिटेशन को भी इक्वल वैल्यू दी जाती है जितनी एक स्टैंडर्ड को वैल्यू दी जाती है. इंटरप्रिटेशंस इशू करने के लिए फ्रेंड्स सेपरेट कमिटीज है. स्टैंडर्ड इंटरप्रिटेशंस कमिटी, जिसको हम सिक भी कहते हैं, it was actually formed to issue interpretations. So all the interpretations which are being issued by Standard Interpretations Committee are in the series of SICs. Just like IASB, IFRIC is again a new committee, IFRS Interpretations Committee, that came later on and took over all the activities of SIC. So just like I explained you कि IAS और IFRS में क्या डिफरेंस है, SIC यानी सिक और इफ्रिक में भी कोई डिफरेंस नहीं है. सिक इज समथिंग जो एक पुरानी कमिटी ने इशू करे थे. इफ्रिक्स आर द इंटरप्रिटेशन विच आर बीइंग इशूड बाय न्यू कमिटी इन द नेम ऑफ IFRS इंटरप्रिटेशन कमिटी. सो अगर मैं शॉर्ट में समराइज करूं कि एग्जैक्टली IFRS क्या क्या चीजें आती है. सो IFRS consists of standards in IFRS series. In total, there are 17 standards which are being issued by IASB. IFRS standards also includes IAS, International Accounting Standards, 41 in total count. Then comes into picture interpretations. Interpretations किससे यूज होती है? Something for which standard is silent if there are multiple interpretations coming up. जहाँ पे इंडस्ट्री को किसी ऑथेंटिकेट या किसी वैलिडेटेड डायरेक्शन की जरूरत है, एंड विदाउट वेस्टिंग टाइम द कमिटीज, द बोर्ड्स, दे आर कमिंग अप विद clarifications. They are called in the name of interpretations. Total there are 33 interpretations being issued by the older committee, right? So they are in the name of SIC. Total 23 interpretations are being issued by the new committee, which is IFRIC. ऑल एंड ऑल ये सब इक्वल ही वैलिड है, सबकी इक्वल वेटेज है. ऐसा नहीं है कि IFRS ऊपर है, IAS स्टैंडर्ड्स की सीरीज नीचे है, सिक नीचे है, इफ्रिक ऊपर है, राइट? क्योंकि ये आपस में कभी क्लैश नहीं करते. अगर प्रॉपर्टी प्लांट एंड इक्विपमेंट के बारे में एक IAS इशू करा गया है तो डेफिनेटली उसके बारे में एक IFRS इशू नहीं किया जाएगा. IFRS वुड परहैप्स बी इशूड फॉर अनदर टॉपिक जो IAS में कवर नहीं होगा. और अगर ऐसी सिचुएशन होती है कि फॉर एग्जांपल रेवेन्यू के लिए IFRS 15 इज बीइंग इशूड, इन दैट पर्टिकुलर केस पहले जो IAS था, IAS 18, दैट इज बीइंग रिप्लेस्ड. सो डोंट एवर थिंक कि ये आपस में कॉन्फ्लिक्टिंग हो सकते हैं, किसको रेफर करना है. सो दैट इज समथिंग जो आई विल ऑल्सो टेक अप इन माई अपकमिंग लेक्चर्स एज वेल, जहाँ पे I'll be focusing on each and every aspect, each and every standard and interpretation in detail. But this at times becomes really very important because people, generally come to me and ask IFRS, IAS, SIC, IFRIC, they all get lost in just understanding these basic things. So that was all for today, friends. I hope the content that I shared with you and the understanding that I'm trying to pass on to you is definitely helpful. And आपको ये lecture अच्छा लगा होगा, you would have definitely taken some learnings out of it. If yes, then don't forget to like my channel, don't forget to subscribe it, and I'll be making many more videos like this to get your not just basics but to get your even details clear, right? So thank you all, thanks for your time, thanks for watching it, thanks everyone, bye bye, take care, sayonara.